Hi everyone, how are you guys doing? I hope that you all are doing okay. Today we'll be having capitalization from grade 7. So, first off, you have to log in using the A plus student.com. Okay, so log in using that. You go to your grade, which is grade 7. Then you scroll down and click on the lesson. The first chapter is capitalization. So it's the last chapter from grade 7. So just scroll down to the ending and you click on capitalization. Then we have the lesson correct capitalization errors. So we will be doing correct capitalization errors. Okay. Okay, so first off, let's do this. Okay. Okay. So this is gonna be correcting the capitalization error. So the first would be capitalize the name of people and pets. So it doesn't matter what the name of the pet is. As long as the pet has a name, you have to capitalize the name of the pet. Okay? For example, name of a person. Let's use my name, for example. So you have to capitalize the first letter of my name, your name also. We could have as well Jane, John. Okay. So all these are names of people, okay? And you have to make sure that you capitalize their name, okay? You make sure that you capitalize the name of a person, okay? And then when it comes to the pets as well, so the pets could have different names. For example, Rot. Rot could be the name of the pets. So you have to make sure that you do capitalize the name of the pets. We could also have, for example, name of a pet, Sparkle. Yeah, it could be the name of a pet. So any name of the pet should be capitalized, okay? So you could have a pet as well, and you have to make sure that you capitalize your pet's name, okay? So that's the first thing that we need to note, okay? Capitalize the names of people and pets. We have a lot of names. It um could be Kenneth, capitalize that. Could be Paul. You have to make sure that you capitalize all these names, okay? As long as it's the name of a person, the first letter must be capitalized. Under no circumstances should you write a name. Okay, so you should not write a name of a person starting with small letters, okay? We shouldn't do that. So Next is capitalize a title of respect if it is used with a name or as a name. Do not capitalize a title of respect if it is used as a common noun. So a title of respect could be Dr. Matthew. Okay? It could be yeah, barrister, that's a lawyer, so it could be Bar Lisa. You understand? So once it has a title, you have to make sure that you capitalize the title and the name of a person. It could be President. Okay. So it could be President also. You have to make sure that you capitalize that. Okay. Okay. So let's go on. It could be President Alma. So you have to make sure that you capitalize the name of a president. Okay, so we have President Alma. You capitalize. So whatever name of any title of respect the person has, you have to make sure that you capitalize that. So it could be fam and the name of the person, like that. Okay, so take note of that. Capitalize titles of respect. So we also have capitalize the title of a family member if it is used with a name or as a name. Do not capitalize the title of a family member if it is used as a common noun. Okay, so title of a family member. Okay, so we could have um, so you could have uncle. Okay, or Aunt Taylor. Okay. So once you have a title of a family member, you have to make sure that you capitalize it, okay? It could be mommy, okay, or daddy. You have to make sure that you capitalize the first letter of the title, okay? So if the name is used as a common noun, you cannot um capitalize it. Okay, so if they're used as common noun, you do not need to capitalize it. But as long as they are title of family member, then you have to capitalize. Then you also have to capitalize initials. It could be JK, JM, any initials that you have. So you have to make sure that you capitalize the initials of a name. Okay, so yeah, let's go. So now we also have capitalized the names of months. So July, January, May. Names of the months, you have to make sure that you capitalize the first letter of the month. Days of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Friday. Capitalize the first letter of the days of the week. We also have holidays. We have Christmas. You have to make sure that you capitalize the first letter. Okay? Including words like day and eve. For example, we have New Year Eve. You have to make sure that you capitalize the eve. Okay? So you capitalize the eve. Or when it comes to day, we have Valentine Day. You have to make sure that you capitalize the D. So if there's any holiday that has day or eve, you also have to capitalize the eve. Okay? So yeah. So we also have capitalized the names of historical events, periods, and documents. So if there's any historical events that you know of, you have to make sure that you capitalize the historical events. So we could also capitalize like periods in which something happened, okay, and some documents also you can capitalize the documents. Okay, so we can have historical events like World War II, understand? So all these kind of historical events, you have to make sure that you capitalize them. Then we can have capitalized languages, religion, nationality, and proper adjectives. So some languages, we have different languages. For example, we have Spanish. Capitalize a language. Religion, we have Muslim. Capitalize a religion. Nationality, it could be what nationality? It could be German, it could be Canadian, it could be different nationality. You can capitalize them. Okay, so you have to make sure that the first letter of all these are capitalized. Then we have capitalize the name of places. Places, it could be different place that you know. So you have to make sure that you capitalize the name of a place. So it could also be a place like could be Canada, London, it could be anywhere, Germany. So they're all places, Philippines. So yeah, all these are different places. So you have to make sure that you capitalize them. Okay. So moving on, we have places built by people. So we could have a place built like by a person. It could be a street, monument, it could be a building that is famous, you know. Then you capitalize that also. Okay? So yeah. So we have famous bridges. It could be the Golden Gate Bridge. It could also be Tower Bridge, Brooklyn Bridge, bridges like this. So you can make sure that you capitalize all this. It could be like a famous street also, you know. It could just be any street, not necessarily famous. It could be let's say for example we have Fifth Avenue. That's also a street. So you have to make sure that you capitalize the name of the street. We also have, so any street that you'll be writing about, you have to make sure that you capitalize it. It could also be monuments. If you have famous monuments like the Eiffel Tower, like that. So all this needs to be capitalized. Also, geographical features such as body of water, mountain. We can have Mount Everest. All this needs to be capitalized. Sahara Desert, you know. All these places, you have to make sure that you capitalize them. Okay, so you have to take note of that. We can have famous forests. Also, we have the Amazon rainforest, for example. Amazon rainforest. Okay, so all these places needs to be capitalized. Okay. So we also have capitalize a direction word like north, south, east, west. Okay, if it is used as a name of a particular region, do not capitalize a direction word if it's not used as a name of a region. So we have to make sure that we capitalize north, east, and the rest of them. So we have the southeast, the north, driving south. For example, if you say I am driving south, you do not need to capitalize this, or the northern horizon, you don't need to capitalize all this. Okay, so if it is not used as the name of a region, you do not capitalize it. So if it is used as a particular region, you have to capitalize, but you do not capitalize a word like they or of. For example, we have the southwest, the north. You do not capitalize words like they or of. Okay, unless it is the first word of the sentence. For example, if it's starting the sentence, then yeah, you have to put the T in capital letter, but you do not capitalize it if it is just talking about some direction word like that. For example, we have the Declaration of Independence, the Soviet Union. So all these things, you have to make sure that you do not capitalize the THE, okay? Or even if it's off that is used there, you have to make sure that you avoid capitalizing it, okay? So that's it for like our capitalization. So let's move on here. Okay. So yeah, let's look at some example here from the A plus program. We have um last Wednesday my boss flew to Europe for a technology conference on parallel program. Okay, so we have click to correct the two capitalization error. If you remember, this lesson is to capitalize the error. So we have to figure out what the error is. Okay, so we have to look at this and figure it out. So remember what we've just gone through. Like I said, name of a person and pet should be capitalized. Then we have title of resident of respect, president, doctor, like pharmacist, like I said, bar for the lawyers, all these are names of respect. So yeah, but if they are used as a common noun, you do not capitalize. For example, you're saying a pharmacist is at the pharmacy, something like that. Okay, so when you're saying something like that, you have to make sure that you do not capitalize it, okay? Or the doctor is at the hospital, something like that. Or yeah, so you cannot capitalize that. Then we also have when we talk about title of family member, mommy, Uncle Dave, yeah, capitalize them. But if they are used as common now, do not capitalize. Initials, we have the initials, FBI, like that. So you have to make sure that you capitalize all this US, it could be, yeah, all these initials. Names of months, days of week, holidays, all this. So January, Monday, New Year's Eve, should be capitalized. The Eve, remember, should be capitalized. Capitalize the name of historical events. We have Battle of Bunker Hill. So all these have to be capitalized. So okay. So we also have language, Arabic, Hinduism, Canadian, Italian food. So we have all this should be capitalized. Cities, states, countries, and political division. So name of places should be capitalized also. We have London, North Dakota, Madison County. All this should be capitalized. Mexico, then we also have places built by people, buildings. We have the famous Golden Gate Bridge, Washington monuments. All these should be capitalized. We have bodies of waters, mountain deserts. We have Antarctica. We have Gobi Desert. We have Sahara Desert, Nile River, Mount Everest. All these should be capitalized. And then when you move on, we have the direction word. Okay, so you have to make sure that you capitalize the direction word. Okay, if it is used as the name of a particular region, you capitalize, but if it's not, then you do not have to capitalize. Like I've said before, do not capitalize day or off. Okay, so yeah, let's move on to some questions. Let's see. So from this one, it says last Wednesday, my boss flew to Europe for a technology conference on parallel programming. Now, last Wednesday, remember that I said days of the week should be capitalized. So Wednesday needs to be capitalized. Europe should be capitalized. It's a continent. Of course, you capitalize continent. The first word of every sentence should also be capitalized. So if A is starting the first the sentence, capitalize it. If it's D, capitalize it. Whatever is starting the first letter of a sentence. Okay. So no other word in the text should be capitalized. We have last. Last, the L is capitalized because it's starting the sentence. So last Wednesday, my boss flew to Europe for a technology conference. So yeah, the only word that we needed to correct was the Wednesday. Okay. So moving on, we have China is the largest country located entirely in Asia, the world's largest continent. So you have to click the one capitalization error. There's only one error here, so you have to check what's the error. So we have China and Asia. China is a country and Asia is the continent. So yeah, both of them are capitalized. No other word in the text should be capitalized. So the world's largest continent, you do not have to capitalize word in the text. Word was capitalized. So the only things that you needed to capitalize there was China and Asia because they are continent and country. Okay. So the next one says to click to correct the two capitalization error. George Washington became president after leading the fight against England in the Revolutionary War. So it says to capitalize two errors. So let's figure out what we need to capitalize. So let's see. So we have George Washington, England, and Revolutionary War. This is like a historical event. So remember that you have to capitalize that. England also a country, and George Washington is a name. You have to capitalize that as well. So yeah. So let's move on to the test. But before we move on there, you can tell me, do you have any questions? Any questions? Do you have any question? Okay, so moving on to the a test. Let's see. You can send in your answers as well on the chat box. We can have an interactive section this way. Okay, so it says to correct this one. Let's see. You have to correct one capitalization error here. phase was part of the tutorials. But yeah, let's see. Last Wednesday, my boss flew to Europe for a technology conference. Europe, you have to capitalize Europe, okay? Europe is a continent, and you have to make sure you capitalize it. Look at these two examples. Over here, we have Europe not capitalized, and we have to make sure that we capitalize that. And technology is capitalized, that's not necessary. If it was starting the first, if it was starting the sentence, like the first letter in the sentence, then yeah. But Europe, a continent, needs to be capitalized. So it's B. So we have this one. Alaska was officially proclaimed the 39th state of the United States on January 3, 1959. So, what should be corrected here? Of course, United States. You cannot write United States with small letters. You have to make sure that you capitalize that. So, yeah. Okay, so we have correct the one capitalization error here. Edward R. Murrow was a famous American journalist who became a household name during World War II when his series of radio news broadcasts were followed by millions of listeners. So it says that you have to correct one error. So what's the error here that we're correcting? Is it the first or the second? What do you think would be the correct answer here? So let's see. It has to be news because news it can be capitalized if it starts in the sentence, but into the sentence there's no point capitalizing it. If it is starting the sentence, then yeah, you can capitalize it, but if it's not, there's no point capitalizing it. Okay, so here now we have corrected to capitalization error. John D. Rockefeller was a famous American businessman and philanthropist who earned the fortune from an oil company he co-founded in Ohio. So, what needs to be corrected here? Okay, so what do we need to correct here? So let's see. American businessman. So this one needs to be corrected here, needs to be capitalized, and this also needs to be capitalized. So this is the correct one. So we have in 1910, the Norwegian explorer Roald Amundsen became the first man to lead the successful expedition to the South Pole. So there needs to be corrected one error, okay? So we need to figure out one capitalization error here and correct it. So yeah, what do we need to correct? This here, you cannot change that. You have to make sure that it is in capital letter. So let's look at this. Expedition. Expedition, there's no point for expedition to be in capital letter here. Then we have China is the largest country located entirely in Asia, the world's largest continent. So China is the largest country located entirely in Asia. So largest located, there's no point capitalizing them because if they were starting like the sentence, then fine. But in between the sentence, no. So it has to be this one, the second one. Okay. So we have click to correct the two capitalization error here. Next Friday, I'm going to Los Angeles to audition for a part in television commercial. So Friday here is day of the week, and like I said before, you need to capitalize the day of the week. And Los Angeles, you also need to put this in capital letter. There's no way that you would write it in small letter. Audition does not need to be capitalized. If it was starting the sentence, good. No, in between, we don't have to. Also, the television, we don't have to capitalize. So let's say that we click on the second one. It's gonna be wrong, but you can also like go down again to review. So if ever you click on any answer and you got it wrong, and at some point you were confused, just scroll down. You would see like the explanation again. So you can read through all this and then you can move on with your test. Okay, so the second one is correct. The first is the correct one, the second is incorrect. So yeah, we have in 1966 Maulana Karenga created the holiday of Kwanzaa, a week-long celebration that honors African values and tradition. So what do you think needs to be capitalized there? Just one capitalization error. So the Kwanzaa here can be a historical event, so or it could be a period of time of something celebrated. So it has to be the first. You don't need to capitalize that or honors and traditions. No need to capitalize them. You only do that if they are starting the sentence, but of course they are not. So you click on the first one. Okay, so George Washington became president after leading the fight against England in the Revolutionary War. So let's see. Of course, Revolutionary War is like a historical event, so you have to make sure that you capitalize that. And this part, the name was not capitalized. Of course, you have to capitalize name of a person. After also, you have to. Against, you don't have to. After, there's no point. If after we're starting the sentence, then sure, you capitalize. Or against, if they were starting the sentence, then the first letter needs to be capitalized. But in between the sentence, there is no point to capitalize that. So the first one is the correct. So yeah, that's it, everyone, for this lesson today. You have to make sure that you complete the lesson. You have some more questions to do, so you have to make sure that you complete that. All right, and you can ask me any questions if you have. You can have any. You can ask me any questions. If you have any questions, just ask me any question. Just ask your questions. Okay, so if you do not have any questions, we will end now. But you can click on this chat button here if you eventually want to go and read the test and you still got confused or you still need more help. So you can click on this live chat and you will get more help. All right, I hope that you guys enjoy your evening. Thank you for joining the lesson and see you next time.